Hey, howdy, hey. You want to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug? All you got to do is leave the phrase that pays underneath this very video on our YouTube channel, the Kingdom Report on YouTube. After the live video posts, you are able to leave comments, and the phrase that pays this week, Matterhorn Mountain. Matterhorn Mountain is the phrase that pays this week. Leave that comment and you will be entered for your chance to win your very own Kingdom Report mug. You do have between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time in order to enter. So that's a couple of days from the live broadcast. Matterhorn Mountain left in a comment underneath our live video on our Kingdom Report YouTube channel. Under this very video, between now and Monday, you got the rules and you got the comment that you need to leave. Matterhorn Mountain, do it or miss out. Hey, on today's Kingdom Report Live, a Disneyland update on Halloween and holiday season offerings. Walt Disney World updates on Genie Plus options. Yeah, things have shifted a little bit. We discussed the lack of Disneyland news on the Magic Key annual pass renewals and what to look forward to this fall at the Disneyland Resort. All of that and the latest Disney Parks news and discussion. Kingdom Report Live starts right after the countdown.
Come to this happy place. Welcome.
Kicking things off like we enjoy doing every single Kingdom Report Live with that live look outside at the Disneyland Resort via the HojoAnaheim.com Mattercam. Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking a look just beyond the monorail track and into the Finding Nemo submarine lagoon. Looking good, if I do say so myself, now that the subs are back and you can join several other very sweaty passengers in a voyage through liquid space to enjoy the one and only Finding Nemo submarine voyage. Look at the Matterhorn getting ready to close here in a couple of days for a summer refurbishment. And hello, everybody. Wade for the Kingdom Report. Back with you once again to cover all the latest Disney Parks news, all the latest discussion, bringing you some of the magic that we like to bring you in this very broadcast. Always grateful to have your listening ear. Thank you so much, whether you are listening via our audio platforms, iTunes, Stitcher, all of those types of platforms. We want to thank you for that. In addition to the audio platforms, you could be watching us over on Facebook Live or YouTube live streaming, certainly, at the Kingdom Report on both of those. So wherever you happen to be consuming us, we do appreciate your time as well as your rating and review. So if you happen to be listening to us via podcast, a rate and review is so helpful. And if you happen to be watching us, hit a thumbs up button, hit that like button, let everybody know that there is a party and they are invited. Party is more preferential when additional people are a part, if I do say so myself, which is why I decided to invite some friends to this party. Ladies and gentlemen, theme park analyst Tyler Crouch and travel agent Katrina Manzone.
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday.
Party!
Rock on.
We're here having a party.
My God,
Don't
I feel
look,
it.
Don't I look like I'm having a party?
You do. Yeah, you look like you stepped right out of a party and came into a bigger party.
Right? That's what I was going for. How did you know?
Hit the
all black outfit was that was my goal.
yeah.
Yeah.
You done raving?
Festive.
The party never stops. Wade.
Party. Oh my God! Wow, rock out, brother.
Sure.
Yeah,
We could do that too.
party don't stop till you drop in.
Yeah.
Tick tock on the clock, blowing the speakers up tonight.
I'm just gonna let this continue.
Well,
I was waiting. I was like, I'm not gonna join. I need this from him.
maybe
you know the lyrics better than me too, so I couldn't get in. Sorry.
maybe you'd backup chorus was here,
Oh,
but I
no.
guess maybe next time.
Sorry.
I feel like you're like a good solo act. You know, like you don't need backup.
And
You're
is that a
not-
backhanded compliment that I
No.
just got there? A good solo act. You don't
No.
need backup. Yeah.
I think it was just a compliment.
I thought it
Compliment.
was a
I
good
can't take
compliment.
compliments. They're all backhanded to me. That's right.
I was like, I didn't mean anything mean by
Totally
it.
disrespectful. Full of hate. Wow. It's as though she wants me to just perish or something. I don't understand, ladies.
Oh my
dang.
gosh!
So,
Well,
wow.
Is this
we
like
are
the
coming
snap
close
or
to
something?
we're coming close to the Halloween season, so you're getting dark with it already. I
That's
can
right.
tell.
Yeah.
That's right.
For years at the Disneyland Resort, it was common for people to, in my office, take my nameplate off the door, and as we approach the Halloween season, remove a letter from my last name, and no longer did it say Wade Heath. The H was removed, and it said Wade Death.
Oh my goodness!
And it would stay that way the whole season.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Try being an
Clever.
employee that needed to be disciplined, coming to the door and seeing that.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. That's that's a very scary prospect.
Me
But
too.
then they
don't
meet
know.
you and they're like, "Oh, this guy's actually friendly." Okay.
Oh, this guy's all right.
Yeah.
They
I don't know
say,
about that. I feel like he can lay down the hammer. It's like,
I'm a good solo act that way.
that's right.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, hey, there's been some interesting Disney news and some not news at all that I think we should get into. Ladies and gentlemen, it seems to be time for the Disney News Review. Let's go. Disney News Review time, taking a look at some of the biggest stories and points of interest when it comes to the Disney parks and the Disney company coast to coast. Today we're going to start things off by talking about one thing that seems to be on a lot of people's minds right now, and that is mainly because we are in the final days. What do I mean when I say final days? Of the Magic Key annual pass. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, but Disneyland has remained silent on Magic Key Pass renewals as final days for the passes have arrived. Disneyland's own agents have said two things now. Number one, that current key holders would be able to renew, and info was coming at a later date. And number two, we've heard that most recently from Disneyland customer service agents that there is no renewal information available at this time, and they're not certain that renewals will be available in the future. Now, I have heard from some folks in the inside of things that an idea has been passed around, practically eliminating park reservations for day ticket holders, but keeping the reservations in place for Magic Key holders. That could be a condition of renewals down the line, assuming that renewals do happen. Another rumor floating around seems to be that passes will be allowed to expire, and then a relaunch of sorts will occur at the beginning of the new year. There's so much to digest just based purely on Disneyland's silence, mainly because this is not a good service for anybody. When it comes to communication, Disneyland is lacking sorely in this department and unfortunately doing a terrible job communicating to one of their biggest consumer bases. I don't understand what's happening because my own pass is now in just the double digits and declining very rapidly in terms of when it expires. And I don't know if I can renew it. I don't know how to plan. I don't know what to do. As a reminder to everybody, when it comes to the annual pass holder base, the Magic Key annual pass holder base, there is hundreds of thousands of people with these passes. It is a big portion of the theme park population, and therefore it affects a lot of people. We always like to remind folks of that because those out-of-towners and those people that only have the day tickets often say, why do you go on rants about the Magic Keys? Well, it's because because the majority of people in the parks day to day are Magic Key holders. And now, assuming that we are just a couple of days away here in the month of August from that year mark of when they first started selling things, getting to the expiration date, not really sure what Disneyland's plan is here, but Tyler, we'll throw it over to you. What do you make of Disneyland's waiting game?
Yeah, I mean, I think the bottom line is they don't really even know what they're doing yet, to be honest with you, because if they had an idea, like you said, this is bad service right now, they'd want to make it, they'd want to make it good for everybody. So I don't really know what's taking them so long. They've had a whole year to think about this, and it seems like I feel like at the last minute somebody was like, oh, hey, we're getting close to the end of this year and we don't have a plan yet, so we have to figure this out. Another part of me cynically thinks that maybe they're trying to get more people to come to the park, and they're thinking like, hey, if people don't know if they're going to be getting their passes renewed, more people will show up and we'll get more money that way. Like, who knows? And I mean, the final thing that I think about too is, like, they had a lawsuit earlier this year for, basically just the way that the terms of service was worded and everything. And it made people feel like, oh, we'll be able to go to the park every day, but then the reservation system stops them from doing that. So I think maybe they're trying to get the verbiage right and just make sure that they have everything settled because they don't want this to happen again. I think bottom line, like I started with, they don't know what they're doing, and they're still trying to figure it out. And I think they've kind of realized that, like, Magic Key kind of pissed off a lot of customers, I think. So they're in the same spot they were when they had just annual passes. They said they needed to change. They made a bad change, and here we are. So that's where we're at. They don't know what the hell they're doing, is really the bottom line. So
I have a feeling you might be onto something there when you talk about the ramifications of the lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
That was happening, and certainly factoring into what they're thinking moving forward, because how can you not let that sort of manipulate how you think about the way in which you roll things out next?
Sure.
Katrina, you imagine that maybe something will be announced before the end of August, or do you think they're just going to blow right through the expiration and be like, well, because I keep thinking, by the way, about D23 happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just a couple weeks away from that too. Don't tell me that D23 and all the park executives getting up on stage is going to go over well if there is still no communication about Magic Keys by that point.
During the Parks and the Resort panel, they're like, hey, are you guys excited about visiting Disneyland? And everybody's like, no.
we don't know if we can visit Disneyland.
I mean, again, like I've said, I said it before, like I did think that it could happen like at D23 or something leading up to D23, because so many people are going to be there.
Yeah.
And a lot of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of them are Magic Key holders. And so there's a point in my mind where I'm just like, are they going to do something where they're just going to announce it like day before D23 event to make, I don't know, life more bonkers and, and then I'm like, well, that would be really messed up if they did that. Like if they made us wait until the beginning of September when all passes not all passes have expired, but like the ones that were like one of the first to get the Magic Key and start it and stuff. I would imagine that they would have to at least release it by like mid-August if we're really hoping like that it's gonna happen. But man, this is just really ridiculous. Like in my mind, I can't imagine just not. I'm not saying that they're gonna be sitting in the corporate office, but I'm like they're literally just sitting there making us sweat over when we're gonna renew. And yes, it is a lot easier for us to click the button to renew and be one of the first versus now being back in that pool of, oh God, am I going to be able to get a Magic Key? Because we all know what happened last time. Like the top tier was taken away. It was sold out. So is that going to happen again? Like if I have a top tier and I have to renew based off of when they release it to like everybody, and I don't get it again, then I'm going to get really mad. And then that's just problematic for everybody. So I really, really hope it's going to come in the next couple of weeks. I think the legal department's probably like picking it apart and looking at it in every single angle and direction, right? And then hoping and praying to God that no one sues again. and maybe I don't think they're going to do anything special for everybody. They're just going to be like, if your passes run out, hey, guess what? There's a SoCal rate for tickets. So if you really need to go, you could pay extra. Because that's what Disney wants you to do. I'm sorry, you guys. That's really sad.
Yeah.
It really makes me mad.
Yeah,
I'm so
sucks.
mad I laugh.
I know. You have to. You have to, because it's kind of ridiculous, because the bottom line, too, I feel like I've said bottom line like 10 times already. But anyway, the other thing is, I'm going to change it up now.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day,
the final.
They don't care about us. They know we're gonna come back.
I think they do.
They know we're. What I mean by that is they. What I mean is they.
Abusive one.
They know we're gonna come back, and they're gonna make a lot of money either way. So it doesn't really matter for them to get this stuff out, in a timely manner, unfortunately.
And what's really interesting when it comes to the Magic Key pass communication debacle here is, often when you take a look, and you can do it right now, fire up Instagram, fire up Facebook, go look at any of the recent Disneyland posts. Anything Disney related connected to Disneyland post-wise in social media in the last 2 weeks, just completely inundated with people going, are you going to talk about Magic Key? Like, what are you doing? Why won't you communicate with us? What is going on?
Disney.
So it's not like they don't know that people are confused and interested and wondering what to do next. This is a terrible service strategy that is not going to serve anyone well, including Disney in the end. Your frontline cast members that are going to have to deal with the backlash from this, this is so disrespectful to them, because you had an opportunity to communicate something, even if that communication was, we will not allow for renewals to happen, and we will come up with a different program that might work better down the line. Even if it was just that. That could help.
Yes, Wade. Say it.
I'm a good solo act sometimes. And let me
That's
tell
what
you.
I'm saying. I was the first to say it. But
It's unbelievable, right?
That's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Is like, that's classic Disney, classic JPEG. Like, it's just, they like want to be like Homer Simpson, like, and just go into the bush, right? And just pretend like nothing's happening. And then when they're ready, they'll announce it. But then everybody's stressing out guest relations. Everybody's stressing out the frontline people, and that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
They need to own up and actually say it, But of course, their legal department's probably talking to their publicists and like saying, how do we say this, and what way do we say it, and when do we plan it? And then it just goes back and forth over and over and over again. But yet no one's actually doing something, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
That we're having.
Meanwhile, you have hundreds of thousands of people of your most loyal of fan base standing by going, we want to give you money.
Yeah.
Why aren't you letting us? So at any rate, very interesting to think that Disneyland remains silent on the issue of Magic Key annual pass renewals. And we won't spend too much more time on it. But, we could be days away. I mean, it could happen.
It could happen right now. I just checked my Twitter just to see. I refreshed.
Yeah, what if it happened live? Come on, Disney, pull the trigger. Let's do it.
We're all waiting on you.
Do it while the Kingdom Report is live.
Wide open.
Hit the button.
Boom,
Hit the
boom.
big red button.
We'll all take a pause, renew really quick.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll take a break and be back with you. And no, I'm telling you, this could be days away, or if they want to really let it completely run out at this point. I mean, I don't understand what it is that they're doing, because again, it's poor communication, poor service strategy all the way around. You would think in this day and age, being the standard bearer of extraordinary guest service, I guess that doesn't mean much anymore. And it's just very frustrating to me as somebody that spent so long at the Disney company, where that was ingrained into all of us as the key of importance, that we just go out of our way to make sure everyone was taken care of. And a big piece of that was communication. It's just not happening. So why they continue to do this, anybody's guess. Moving on. Christmas time is coming our way. Yep, the holidays are returning to the Disneyland Resort, and they have shared with us a few more details. Great on the communication front with the season ahead of us being the holidays. Redland Daily Facts reports that the Christmas holiday season returns to Disneyland, California Adventure, Downtown Disney, and the 3 Disney Resort hotels from November 11th through January the 8th. That's right. Seasonal decor will fill California Adventure automotive-themed bunting in Cars Land and holiday attraction overlays on Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters and Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. World of Color Season of Light Nighttime Spectacular is returning to California Adventure's Paradise Bay with scenes from Disney animated films set to holiday music. The Viva Navidad Street Party in Paradise Gardens will return, while toy drummers will provide the beat for Mickey's Happy Holidays. Character procession along DCA's parade route, by far one of the biggest earworm songs of a generation. Mickey's Happy Holidays, let me tell you. Visitors hoping to go over their Christmas wish list and snap a photo with Santa Claus will be able to do so with the jolly old elf himself in the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. The Disney Festival of Holidays also will return to California Adventure and will be turning it into a food festival with live entertainment. The Sip and Saber Pass, by the way, will be coming back for 8 food and drink selections. And yeah, you can look forward to that this holiday season. Back again for another holiday run, a Christmas fantasy parade, and Believe in Holiday Magic Fireworks and Projection Spectacular with a magical snowfall finale, as well as holiday ride overlays on It's a Small World and Haunted Mansion. And the Tomorrowland Terrace will host a nightly holiday dance party with Disney characters. The Downtown Disney District, by the way, also getting into the act with outdoor shopping, mall extravaganzas with all kinds of seasonal decor and seasonal musical entertainment scheduled throughout the holidays. Disneyland Hotel, the Grand Californian Hotel and Spa, and Disney's Paradise Pier Hotel each get their own themed Christmas trees with regular visits by Christmas carolers and Santa Claus. The annual gingerbread house created by Disneyland's culinary team will once again be back in the lobby of the Grand Californian. Katrina, now that these seasonal offerings have been confirmed, we've been waiting for these specifics. Which one is your favorite and which should people not miss?
Oh my God. I can't just choose one. You know, I'm so glad that it's back. Like, look at that list. You know, everything's just coming back. Because last year it was there, but it was still missing that like one little spark, you know? And I think now everything is back, and like Santa Claus is going to be visiting and everything, and the killers are going to come back. Oh my God, I love Christmas. It's hard for me to choose just one. I would say, honestly, like I'm going to do like one from DCA and one from Disneyland, because like Viva Navidad is... I love this show so much. It's so small. It's like tucked in the side. So sometimes if you don't really like walk around all of DCA, you may miss it. But Viva Navidad for me is always so fun, because I remember going with Tyler when we first started dating, and we would go all the time. And then you see the same dancers. You see the same folklorico dancers. You see the same samba dancers. And then you kind of like, I feel like you get to know them more. Like you see them grow. Like there was like a couple where they're very young. They're like teenagers. And then now we see them and they've like, you know, they've grown up. Like they don't know who we are, but I know, like I've seen them. So I like just feel like a creeper, like staring at them as they dance. I'm like, oh my God, they got so big, you know? But it's always just so fun. And it's just like upbeat music. And then it just seems like screams Christmas for me. And then my other one is obviously Small World. Obvi. Like I mean, it's beautiful from the inside. It's beautiful outside. I like say it over and over and over again. Small World facade during Christmas is like, during nighttime, is one of the best things that you can see. It is so beautiful. It's all lit up. And then throughout the night, they have like a little projection that goes, you know, for like, I don't know, a couple seconds, like a minute or so. And it's just so fun. Like you can ride the monorail. You can just see it just lit up in the darkness. And then they have like all the, and then they redo the inside. And it's just... so Christmas.
Fills your heart.
Oh my gosh. Small World, that area is just, you can stay there all night. You ride the ride, you exit, you look at the facade, you enjoy it, and then you watch Believe in Holiday Magic. And then you really do believe in holiday magic.
And then it snows on you.
That's right. It does.
No.
Does it?
Does it though?
I mean, you feel clean afterwards.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It snopes on you.
That's right.
But it does.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Faux snow. Thank you.
It is fun though.
Thank you, Little Elf, for all of your recommendations. No doubt the holiday season well on its way for us, and I completely agree. Last year missing that little spark.
Yeah.
There was plenty that had returned, and it felt like the most normal it had felt in a really long time, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong. It was worth every moment. However, there was a spark missing.
It's like that Main Street Electrical Parade commercial where she like walks up and it has that one light and then she puts it in and then everything like lights up, and that's what I think about. It was like missing just one little thing, and then this year they put it in, and it's like.
We needed that
Christmas.
extra bulb. Yep, that extra bulb at Christmas. Let us know, by the way, your favorite holiday traditions at the Disneyland Resort, some of your favorite holiday offerings that you love to experience, either park or hotel. We would love to hear your perspective. All right, from one holiday season to another. Halloween time coming back to the Disneyland Resort, and some additional details as to what we will be experiencing here in the near future. The Disney blog reports that from September 2nd through October 31st, Disney characters festively dressed in brand new Halloween looks, including some villains at Disneyland Park, will be available. Guests will also experience the Main Street Pumpkin Festival, which transforms Main Street USA with whimsical pumpkins displayed in storefronts, with while ghouls and goblins of all ages will enjoy taking photographs with the iconic giant Mickey Mouse pumpkin on Main Street. The Haunted Mansion attraction undergoes its annual seasonal transformation. The mysterious manor conjures up the collusion of two holidays to become Haunted Mansion Holiday as Jack Skellington wrecks the halls. Guests will be able to also encounter Sally, Zero, and other favorite characters from the Nightmare Before Christmas film. The return of the nighttime show Halloween Screams, a vibrant, spooky projection and light show on weekends. The show adds some fireworks there on the weekends, so that's the best part. Over at California Adventure, plenty of photo ops can be found on Buena Vista Street, where Mickey Mouse and friends summon the wardrobes of seasons past with old-fashioned Halloween styles poised and ready for photos. The facade of Carthay Circle restaurant comes alive with Halloween magic as well. Bats swarm and green energy pulses from within. The projections light up the iconic tower structure with mesmerizing moments. Radiator Springs becomes Radiator Screams, where the resident car actors will transform their homes with unique Howl-O-Ween twists. Mater's Junkyard Jamboree opts for a spooky soundtrack to become Mater's Graveyard Jamboree. We love our puns. Over in Avengers Campus, as night falls, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout transforms into Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark. No real mention as to whether or not we are going to see zombie heroes like we did surprisingly last year. However, I have hope. And Tyler, it's your favorite season of all. Which of these offerings is worth folks spending some valuable vacation time on?
Honestly, for me, I feel like one of the main things that I love doing during Halloween is just like taking in the vibes. Like we were saying, Buena Vista Street is, they changed the whole thing. I love going from window to window, and like some of the decorations they put up are like very like I'm kind of like shocked that they can even swap these things over so quickly, like because they're very what's the word, like extravagant decorations. I mean, they do so much. Especially one of my favorites is like over by the trolley treats, and it's just they've got these like awesome like gingerbread house kind of things, and like, but they're spooky gingerbread houses. It's really cool. I mean, Halloween over at Cars Land is amazing. That's a great place to just walk around. I mean, I just think that like in general, I'm really sad that I didn't get a ticket to Oogie Boogie Bash, because I really want to go and just like take in the Halloween energy. And I think doing a lot of the overlays are really fun too. So it's just a great time of year.
It's a great time of year.
What can I say?
Oh, he's in his element.
I know.
That's right. Dreaming of all the Halloweenness.
He gets it for a couple months, and then as soon as it hits 12:01 a.m. on November 1st, I am ready with my tree.
Mariah Carey starts singing.
Oh my gosh.
And here comes Katrina.
And Kelly Clarkson. You can't forget about
Underneath the tree.
Yeah. Anyways. It's such a great time of year. But no, I agree. Oogie Boogie Bash is always so fun. And like they have a different music playing at night. So it's like, ooh, spooky and scary. They have purple lights everywhere. And the little bat eyes flicker at you.
Look out.
Yeah, one of the coolest things too that I think a lot of people don't realize is like over by that Headless Horseman statue in the middle of Buena Vista Street, like every now and then there's like kind of a little small light show that happens where like you can hear the Headless Horseman, trotting around in a circle, and the lights are like lighting up as you can, and you hear, the horse like slowly moving from place to place. Like it's just a really cool little addition that I don't even think they did it the first year they put the Headless Horseman up. I think it came year 2 because it was just like this fun little thing that you just be happening to walk by, and then you hear the Headless Horseman just trotting in the distance. And I don't know, it's the stuff like that. It's the attention to detail. And let's be honest, Mater's spooky songs, fantastic. What a celebrity. Love that man.
Legend.
Even legend. He's the best thing about the Cars movies. So
true. We use that soundtrack when we partake in little trick or treating with the little trick or treaters that come to our door. We try to keep it PG and fun.
Oh, fun!
So we always put their little soundtrack on repeat.
The best. Well, way to go.
That's right. Keep it spooky as he waits out in the bushes to scare people.
It's true. Sometimes I go a little too far with those kids.
Lure you in with the sweet sounds of Mater.
Yeah.
Singing some Halloween tunes, and then all of a sudden, Tyler.
This guy comes out.
Boom.
I go a little too hard on the spookiness sometimes, and I
the
forget.
Parents just laugh. They're like, "Ha, my child just got spooked."
I forget that 10-year-olds are the ones trick or treating, and I make them cry.
It only comes once a year.
It's true. And they'll be ruined until the next year.
Got to gear up and make
Grow up,
every moment.
children.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow hair on their chest. What can I say?
Well, you let us know. Halloween time at the happiest place on earth. Do you get to experience it very often? And if you do, some of your favorite elements. As always, we love hearing from you and sort of what you enjoy the most this time of year. All right. From the West Coast out to the East Coast, the Walt Disney World Resort has, in fact, switched some things up when it comes to the Genie Plus app. Yeah. I'm shocked, too. Shifting, as they say. Theme Park Insider reports that several popular attractions will not be going off the Disney Genie Plus service this weekend. After all, Walt Disney World has removed the August 7th expiration date from 4 attractions whose lightning lanes have been included with the $15 a day Disney Genie Plus line skipping upcharge this summer. As a result, the attractions will continue to remain on Disney Genie Plus indefinitely. The attractions are Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, and Frozen Ever After at Epcot, and Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway at Disney's Hollywood Studios. These 4 attractions previously had been offered with pay-per-ride individual lightning lane access rather than Disney Genie Plus access. Currently, just 4 Walt Disney World attractions remain available via individual lightning lane. That's Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance at Hollywood Studios, Flight of Passage at Disney's Animal Kingdom, and Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at Magic Kingdom. Katrina, with these ships in the Genie Plus catalog, will they help or hinder those who look to plunk down some cash for this line skipping service?
I mean, to me, I think this is a great idea. Just letting it be part of Genie Plus, because you're already paying a premium price for $15 a day. So I think it's helpful just keeping only one lightning lane ride per park. And if you want to spend extra for it, then by all means you can pay extra for it. But adding these extra ones that were, changing price based off of the day, right? Based off of demand. It was a lot. You're wanting to go to Epcot and then you wanted to do Frozen Ever After, Ratatouille, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then you're paying already, if it's $15 to $20 a piece, that's a lot of money to shell out on top of the Genie Plus $15 for the whole day. For a family of 4, it's just outrageous and not I wouldn't say unfair, but I guess you're disadvantaged, right? If you're kind of on a holiday or a vacation budget. So I think it's great. And then Guardians of the Galaxy, the 4 that are there, I mean, those are popular rides. So I don't blame them for, if I wanted to ride, what is it? Guardians of the Galaxy, I will shell out $15 extra to go ride a brand new ride. But I think what they're doing is, I think it's nice.
It's nice.
Good job, Disney. Let's not keep the lightning lane extras are kind of, I don't know. Ugh. It's a waste of money in a way,
Yeah. Well, sure. It depends. It depends because just a little side note. I did ride Cosmic Rewind recently, and that ride honestly blew me away. I think it's one of the coolest rides they've made in a really long time. So, and it's I love when new rides do unique things that you really haven't seen before, and for a roller coaster, it's like way more unique than I would ever expect. So
But it's a new ride, so it's fair to charge an extra like $15 to $20 based off of
sure.
demand, you know.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm
not-
saying.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like, yeah, I think like
Ratatouille
I
so
would
last
pay,
year.
I would pay extra money to go on that ride, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you know,
and that's fair.
Yeah, I think the only
Flight
thing
of
I worry
Passage,
about.
fair. Rise of the Resistance, fair.
Sure,
Seven
I think
Dwarfs
even
Mine Train?
yeah. I guess Flight of Passage is still really popular,
Fair.
but I feel like that one should be the next on the chopping block to just go to straight Genie Plus. But I guess the only thing that I worry about, and I'm sure they'll figure it out on some level. Well, maybe they won't, but I just worry that the lines for the Genie Plus, the Lightning Lane lines, will get really long for some of these things like Frozen Ever After. You know, so time will tell. We shall see. But go on Cosmic Rewind. That's a freaking great ride.
I told him I'd only do it if I could do conga. But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a 1 in 6 chance, so I don't think I'm going to get it. I'll be like, can we stop the ride so I can get out if I can't do conga? Because then I'm like, forget it. I can't.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately.
I won't go then.
Well,
Oh well, then it's definitely going to happen. I'll make sure we get the conga train.
well, we certainly hope that with the added inventory of these attractions, it's going to make Genie Plus a little bit more worth it, and perhaps certainly allow for the crowds to be distributed a little bit better. It all, of course, depends on how many Disney decides to sell per day. But at any rate, are you a fan of the Genie Plus system? Have you found it to really work out well for you, especially with those individual lightning lanes? Have you done the sort of one-off purchases? We would love to hear whether or not your experience was a good one. As always, your perspective down in the comments does matter. All right, y'all, stick around. We got plenty more coming up next on Kingdom Report Live. Remember those carefree days of childhood where the magic still existed? When you didn't feel guilty about eating mountains of cereal with, we'll just say, questionable nutrition? Well, now you can have your cereal and you can eat it too. Because Magic Spoon has re-engineered that same great taste with grown-up ingredients for an absolutely game-changing Cereal 2.0. I adore cereal. I treasure cereal. It's one of my favorite things to eat, but I just can't justify eating mounds of sugar in every bowl. I don't need to worry about that with Magic Spoon because it's high protein, low carb, and 0 grams of sugar in each serving. I know, it's hard to believe, but it also comes in 6 delicious flavors: frosted, fruity, cocoa, cinnamon, blueberry, and peanut butter. Plus, they've got limited edition flavors released throughout the year, like gingerbread or peaches and cream. So taste that magic of childhood all over again and get yourself some Magic Spoon cereal. Plus, take $5 off your order at checkout. All you got to do is insert the promo code Kingdom Team. That's right, Kingdom Team at checkout will get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com. That's magicspoon.com. Promo code Kingdom Team. Disney List time has arrived, and the Disney List this time around happens to be all about the fall season at the Disneyland Resort. In fact, we're asking how to make the most of the fall 2022 season at the happiest place on Earth. With me today to chat about it, Katrina Manzoni, Tyler Crouch. All things fall heading our way. It's a little wild to think about it since feels like we just started summer, but no. In fact, we are nearing, sort of the end of summer, at least in Disney's eyes, and certainly they like to start fall very early. So why not talk about it, especially for those folks that might be planning a trip in the near future, especially throughout the season. Exactly what is there to look forward to? Exactly what is there that you should set time aside for? Good questions, right? Well, we've got some experts here to help you with that. Disneylanders, we like to call them. People that have done this a time or two. By George. Katrina, what are some of the can't-miss things when it comes to the fall at the Disneyland Resort?
Fall.
Oh, crispy. Crispy leaves.
Leaves not changing in California.
I feel it.
Same color all year round. Maybe just goes from green to naked and then comes back to green.
That's usually about it, right?
Yeah. You get maybe like 2 minutes of orange, maybe a little yellow.
The
Nothing wrong with
extent.
naked.
New trees. running
Those
around
new trees.
like Will Ferrell in Old School.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
go tree, go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He likes green hats.
that's right. No one. No.
Oh my God. Okay, so fall season, everything's changing. Everything is just getting spooky,
Oh.
spookified.
Get yourself a pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, leads me into pumpkin spice. So one of the things you should do is maybe, because obviously they're probably going to be having a pumpkin spice churro, or they're going to be doing pumpkin spice beignets over at the French Quarter,
Oh dear.
right? So grab a bag of beignets, sadly not gluten-free, but probably tasty,
Oh yes.
or
They
a
are.
churro.
Confirmed.
And a cup of coffee, maybe, because it maybe be 75 degrees outside in California weather.
Right.
Chilly. And then walk to Main Street. Slowly just walk through Main Street and then just enjoy the pumpkins that are on Main Street, because they're all different characters. They all have different things going on, and it's just fun to look at, because and like how they decorate the windows. I think it just kind of like screams fall for me. And then I always have to go find the sweet pumpkin that is with the mustache, and then he's like shaving and then it's half missing. That's like my favorite pumpkin. So go find it, take a picture, tag me. He's my favorite. I want to call him Bob.
Bob.
Bob the Pumpkin.
And yeah, so that's one of them. And then the other ones is, going to Haunted Mansion Holiday, because I love Christmas. So it's kind of like leading into Christmas. So it gets me pumped to go ride it. And I love it to death. So that is also one great thing to enjoy fall in. And then Cars Land. We've talked about it so many times. That place, it changes for Christmas. It changes for Halloween. It's crazy how fast they can like switch it over.
No kidding.
And you can spend like all day there. You can go from day to night and you'll find something new. You'll never really see everything if you just walk through. You have to like kind of spend your time and then just like look around, because when the lights change tonight and then everything is just lit up, you'll see something completely different that you'll never notice. And it's just a great place to go. And then it's just like spooky, and it's always a fun thing. So yeah.
So many different details too in Cars Land, from Halloween to Christmas, and little things that I don't
But
think
still
we even
scary.
think about. Yeah,
All the time, because if Tyler wants to talk about it, he's the one that thought of the idea.
he has a theory.
He has a theory, and I think it actually works, and it's scary for like half of the year at that point.
Wait, I have a theory? I'm
Oh
getting
my
confused now.
gosh.
You've talked about this before,
Hanging
sir.
body parts.
Oh, right.
Continue.
Okay. I wasn't smelling what we were stepping in. I'm sorry.
I know. My goodness. I thought it reeked in here. I was like, woo.
I missed the whole thing.
Totally missed
My
the
bad.
step here.
But yeah, I mean, I've said it for years that like the Christmas decorations, they're literally just hanging body parts around. So I'm like, oh, interesting, very interesting.
Hanging
Very
it up
morbid.
on trees.
Yeah.
You're hanging it as garland around. Just
like
imagine.
Sarge's
body
face
parts.
is like the star on his Christmas tree, basically.
Makes
He
sense.
just ripped his face off and put it on top of the Christmas tree. It's just good times. That's just nice Christmas feels right there.
That's how cars roll.
No, but I mean, Halloween time in Cars Land is one of my favorites. That was kind of one of mine too. So, I mean, they have like and the thing is like they just have so many little nooks and crannies. I mean, they have like the Breaks Motel over at the Cozy Cone, which is like just such a fun little nod to Psycho. And they have like the really sweet one is that they put the offerenda for Doc over at the paint shop, and you can just look at like all the accolades that Doc has won and all of his prized possessions and things, and it's kind of like, even as somebody who doesn't love the Cars movies that much, it like kind of it makes me feel a little emotion inside my cold dead black heart. And I mean, it's just the list continues. I love the zombie car that is wrapped around the tree that comes alive and plays music from time to time. And it's just little nooks and crannies every little place. And the music that they play has the spooky vibe. So Cars Land is a great place to hang out for the Halloween season for sure. And another one on my list is just the fun Halloween food in general. I mean, last year, I don't think they've really announced what they're doing yet for the food this year, but I'm sure it's going to be pretty similar, because like last year they had like a spicy chicken sandwich that it was really good, and they always do the vampire pizza, which has garlic all over it, and they did like the fun desserts with Katrina alluded to some of them, the churros and the beignets and things like that. So
Gotta get that pumpkin spice in somehow, and it'll literally be everywhere.
Make it happen.
Yeah. They got those like mummy, they're like marshmallows with white chocolate on them, and they look like mummies. I don't know. They just come up with a lot of cute, fun stuff.
Like an apple pie. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna do it this year, but they had like a really good like apple pie spiced like shake over at Flo's, which was really
that's
tasty.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good. I couldn't. If there was something that they couldn't put on mine to make it gluten free, but man, it was so tasty. I don't really like shakes, but that was cinnamony and delicious. It was really good.
And only 600 grams of sugar.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was good for the whole day, and then somehow I blacked out. Not sure. It's too much sugar.
Probably.
It's
Yeah.
like way
You
too
crashed.
much. I think I had like half of one. I was like, "Do you want the rest?" I was
Too much Halloween
Take it.
fun. What can I say?
It was really
But
good.
Tasty.
I mean, I think that's one of those. The food is one of those things that you can keep coming back again and again for, because there's no way you could eat it all in one day, unless you want to be wheeled out at Disneyland.
Well, they had like
but-
nachos over at Lamplight Lounge.
Oh
that
yeah,
one time. It was like the
the
vampire,
ghost pepper nachos.
Ghost pepper nachos.
Oh,
I
man.
remember you talking about it.
Those are so good too. How could I forget about those? I hope they bring that back. But my last one on my list here is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Monsters After Dark.
Heck yeah.
I just think I've even got my Guardians hat on right now. Look at me go. I mean, I think, of course, the Haunted Mansion Holiday is amazing, and I really miss Ghost Galaxy, but this is a really cool overlay because it is a continuation of the plot that happens during the daytime, or that happens normally. So Groot he ends up being stuck still in the Collector's Fortress, and Rocket goes back to save him, and they have to shut down the power, and it lets out all the monsters. And it's just really, really clever that during Halloween, you basically get a sequel to the ride that you know and love already. So
But it's like you can do both rides in the same day.
You can, because they don't change it over until after dark. That's what Monsters After Dark. I don't know if anybody
Got it.
figured that one out, but yeah. And it's also got that really cheesy butt rock in it, where the guy's just like Monsters After Dark, like he just says it over and over again, and it's like there's something goofy about it, but also it's like a lot of fun. So really clever idea. I love that they do it, and I think the idea of it is really what sends it over for me. That it's just like a sequel to the ride, which is really neat. I think they should do more of that actually, and some of their other rides if they could ever figure that out. But yeah, I think that is my list.
Love it, yeah. And Katrina, completely agree when it comes to that Main Street Pumpkin Festival. Hundreds of pumpkins in the
So
windows and just elevated, some more, I guess eye level, but hundreds of pumpkins up and down Main Street. It's an incredible thing to go experience yourself and walk around and look at all of the little details. My favorite, Elvis Pumpkin.
That's right. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's
Yeah.
a good
It's a good
solid
one.
one. Yep.
Go find the Elvis Pumpkin. Let us know where you find it. And then I think the other thing that I really enjoy about just sort of the resort during fall, over in Frontierland, it's so mesmerizing, but it's such a small thing. The Halloween tree.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Halloween tree.
It's beautiful at night.
It's always
It's
fun.
really stunning.
Yeah, and it's just a cool tradition too. So it's nice that they keep that going.
Absolutely. A lot of history behind it.
Yeah.
So, if you get a chance, stop on into Frontierland and take a gander.
That's when you go get your beignets. You got to walk through there to go get your beignets. So works.
There's a whole route that you can map out for yourself that will bring all of this together. That's right. Well, thank you for sharing exactly what you're looking forward to the most fall 2020 at the Disneyland Resort. What do you enjoy when it comes to the happiest place on earth in the autumn season, or at least Disneyland's extended version of it? As always, we love hearing what you get to do and what you enjoy most at the original Magic Kingdom. All right, friends, stick around. The One Thing is next.
Looking for some digital magic to help you through your week? The Kingdom Report is here for you, covering the latest Disneyland and Disney World news, experiences, and events. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Kingdom Report Live so you never miss an update. And drop a subscribe on the Kingdom Report YouTube channel for new videos every week. Don't miss out. Join this growing community of theme park fans as we aim to connect you to more of what makes you happy. For more information, visit KingdomReportLive.com. And now, back to the magic.
The One Thing has arrived. Yes, indeed. This week's One Thing is all about the one thing you would add or change at the Disneyland Resort during Halloween time. With Halloween time fast approaching, certainly we all know what is typically available and what we get to experience and enjoy during the fall season. Well, we want to know if you had the option to change anything or add something, what is it you would add or change? We're going to start today with Tyler by asking, what thing would you add or change when it comes to Halloween at the Disneyland Resort?
Yeah, I mean, I already mentioned that I feel like I would really like Ghost Galaxy to come back. That would be awesome. But I think that's just kind of a, a little bonus one. I think the real one that I want to happen the most is, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. Halloween Screams is a really fun show.
It is a great show.
I love the Jack projection that they do with the balloon, and I love how they have Zero come out and fly over the castle, and it's a good time. It's a good time.
Where are you going with this?
I'm getting outraged.
It's getting a little long in the tooth. It's getting a little.
But Christmas Fantasy Parade is fine.
You didn't ask me about Christmas.
Come on.
Not yet.
No, you didn't ask me about Christmas. If you asked me about Christmas, that's probably what I would have said.
I didn't hear you object a couple weeks ago when we were talking about that. So
well, I can't. I gotta live with this one, so I can't poop on Christmas too much.
Yeah.
But
No pooping allowed.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's a great show, but I even think like it would be fun to continue to have Jack host it, or even maybe like switch it over to Oogie Boogie and have it be more like in line with the Oogie Boogie Bash.
No.
I mean, it's a great show. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't get that excited about it anymore because I feel like I've been watching it for 10 years now. I mean, I know they've made some adjustments over time. They've added a lot of projections to the show and whatnot. But the other thing too is now if they're only going to do the fireworks on the weekends, like I don't understand why you would want to wait for that show to start, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it
without
works
the
better with
fireworks
fireworks.
happening. I mean, I kind of get Mickey's Mixed Magic because they kind of made that show with the projections in mind that they weren't going to do fireworks every single night, but it just feels like something new needs to happen for the fireworks, but we're not going to get anything new for I can't see any time in the foreseeable future, especially now that the Halloween party takes place in California Adventure. There's really not as much of a reason to update the show unless they really just need to balance out the parks, but I just don't see that happening. So yeah, I think that's my one thing that I would change is let's just give it a little update. Like I still think the formula works. I think I love Jack. I love Nightmare Before Christmas, but let's just like add some new songs, or change it up a little bit. That's all.
I feel like we need to make Jack bigger or something because sometimes it gets like lost behind a tree.
Yeah, I've noticed that
You know?
too.
Yeah.
I do like playing Zero. I think that's always
Zero's
a
Oh
so
yeah,
fun.
I mean
Yeah.
it's amazing. I don't get rid of Zero. Like keep Zero in the show. I think
You gotta have Jack with Zero. You can't
Yeah.
have Oogie Boogie with Zero. That'd be like a
Well.
flying bug or something at that point. We all know if there is a certain type of bug, I will not be partaking in that show. That's flying around.
She can't handle it.
Spiders.
That's for sure.
I don't know. I love it, but I just need something new. I think.
I don't disagree that it could use some tuning up by way of perhaps some new villains infused
Right.
or some additional you're right, some additional music that might be helped to overlay and make sequences a little bit cooler. I know that there's still such a market for everything villains out there,
yeah.
and people love it, especially when Halloween rolls around. You get that opportunity to really I think only really get to enjoy the villains this time of year. So I completely agree. I do love, though, the Halloween Screams fireworks from just a technical perspective. It's one of the
gosh,
most mesmerizing.
Wild.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling Tyler in the car. I was like, it's so great.
Yeah.
Like, if you've never seen it before, it'll blow your mind how the fireworks just keep going with the beat of the music. And it's like nonstop beats. It's not like Enchantment or something else where it's like pew, 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 silence.
Right.
Pew, pew, pew,
New
pew,
scene.
pew. Silence. It's like nonstop. I remember watching it the first time and my mind was like blown.
Yeah.
It's so great. I
I'll-
agree with you.
I'll never forget the original season when that show opened up, and word got out pretty quick how epic the show itself was. And it was being offered for free, during the Halloween season. And if I recall correctly, this was back when annual pass holders did not have to make reservations to show up. And I remember on most weeknights, just complete gridlock in and around the Anaheim area of people trying to get their car parked so that they could get in time after work to go see this new epic show that everyone had been talking about. And so I still think about that anytime I get to see the show. I'm just like, oh, it's so nice to be in a park that isn't nearly, as bursting at the seams as it used to be in order to see an epic spectacular like this. So love the fact that the show gets to be brought back. I agree, Tyler. Maybe infuse it with a little bit more or change some things
More
up.
evil.
Might
Yeah,
even
more
elevate
evil.
it.
Yeah. Let's get some new villain blood in there.
More evil. Amen. Well, we turn this question on over to you at the Kingdom Report YouTube community page. Here's what you had to say when it came to one thing you would change or add to the Halloween season at the Disneyland Resort. Douglas says, I always thought a haunted mansion or a haunted house maze. You just get used to saying a haunted mansion all the time. Haunted house maze styled after the Mickey Mouse cartoon film Runaway Brain and Mickey's Toontown. And a Hocus Pocus one at DCA would be awesome. And maybe like an 18 or older Halloween dance party in the Hollywood backlot area of California Adventure with adult appropriate music and food and alcoholic drinks.
I feel like this
that
will take a
idea.
really bad turn. I
No.
can just see it now.
It's possible. I don't know. Let's be responsible out there.
I mean, I have to say, when they first had the Mad Tea Party, when they first started talking about it, I was like, that seems so lame. But then after going to it and experiencing it, and they were an amazing cover band. They were phenomenal cover band. And it was just the best party atmosphere, and it happened so I couldn't believe the amount of people that they got to go over there.
Yeah.
I wanted it for my wedding.
Yeah.
But they're out of my budget.
And
the
if
White
they
Rabbit.
if they could figure out a Halloween version of that stuff, I think, it would do really well. But I also think that I think it started bringing in the wrong element for them, and they didn't want that as much. But
Well, as
The
long as these
dances.
adults have chaperones with them, I think we'll be
That's
okay.
right.
Oh, man.
It's like the opposite of what Knott's Berry's doing. Children, watch your parents.
Well, thank you, Douglas, for that. Great suggestions. Paul says, back in 2014, I was lucky enough to attend the Villain Soiree in the Florida park over at Magic Kingdom. It would be truly wonderful if Disneyland could do a Halloween-themed character meal at Napa Rose or Goopy's Kitchen with guests like Dr. Facilier, Oogie Boogie, the Sanderson sisters, and Hitchhiking Ghosts. And if the Kadaibir Dans jumped in and sang a number, it would be perfection.
Epic.
yeah,
I'm
heard that
surprised.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm surprised we've never really seen a Halloween-themed character dining at Disneyland anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess like a lot of people really want to pay to see like the Fab Five type thing. So like that's probably why. But even like dressing them in like Halloween costumes would
Totally.
be even like epic.
Yeah. So memorable.
I heard good things about that Villain Soiree. I never got to do it, but it seemed neat.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't brought it back. That was a heck of an upcharge.
Yeah.
Big money for them.
Yeah.
That's right. Let's see. Mrs. says, I wish they would alternate the Halloween party between Disneyland and DCA. One year it's a Mickey's Not So Scary at Disneyland, and the next year it's Oogie Boogie Bash at DCA. Also wish there was more merchandise for the Halloween parties specifically. The first year of Oogie Boogie Bash, on the day that I went, they had sold out all the merchandise. You know what? I think there was a lot of love for being able to trick or treat on Main Street USA and when it was over at Disneyland. I don't disagree with this. I think that there's a market for both, and they could sell out both, year to year, switching back and forth.
They probably could.
Yeah, but I get it. DCA is, the park that they want to shove people, when it's party time, and Disneyland's the main event.
And
Yeah.
they spent a lot of money decorating that entire park, where when you think about it, over at Disneyland, it's really only Main Street that's decorated. So
Yeah.
I think that they put all their eggs in one basket and they're going full DCA. But I'm not opposed to that idea.
There's a reason for it. Todd says a walk-through haunt, as they've done in Hong Kong, scare actors in Haunted Mansion and Indy. I've always thought it might be a lot of fun to have some additional scare tactics inside the Haunted Mansion.
Yeah,
That would be fun.
give me a heart attack. But yeah, I mean, they did it for Pirates. What was the other ride they were in it on the queue? They like added people in for over at Magic Kingdom. They added like people in the
Yeah.
queue.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah,
They-
and
not even
that
just
was
the
really
queue,
cool.
like in the actual ride, there were
Yeah,
people
yeah.
talking to you as
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
which
that's
was,
right, because
yeah.
it was like in the auction scene or something. We did it once. It was like a. I was so excited that we wrote it once and then I totally forgot what happened. I just remember like people talking to us. There were people like in the when you go through the queue of Pirates, there's like people like talking to you, trying to get them out. So they're trying to bribe you, and then there was like people like in the auction scene trying to talk to you, which is really neat.
I'm blanking on her name too, but at the Haunted Mansion in Magic Kingdom as well, they have that lady ghost that sits on the bench out there and talks to people in line, which is she's like a beloved character in Magic Kingdom. So they should definitely do things like that. That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah. I love the live actors myself. I think that they add such an extra element of woo. That's
What?
for sure. Charlene says, actually reduce attendance. Walt Disney World massively oversells their party. Our last party attendance was more busy than the earlier normal park day, and several rides were broken down. It was a horrible experience. These are supposed to be limited capacity events. That doesn't always happen. It feels like sometimes, especially as you get closer to Halloween. And Na says that more orange lights or purple lights in the Disneyland side would be great. I agree. Return Ghost Galaxy says we are Venom. And Ahmed says I would add a HalloweenTime 24-hour event.
Absolutely not.
Oh boy,
Never again a 24-hour event.
Total chaos.
Never again.
Total chaos.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the other thing about it too is just besides the chaos, it was like people just fell asleep in every corner of that theme park, and
I fell asleep at the Blue Bayou.
Homeless guests all over the place in that park. I'll never forget. Yeah,
I mean, the
remember.
first 24-hour event was like that I went to is actually pretty chill. Like it was like I think it was a Villains one. It was a Villains 24-hour, and it was like really
Right.
fun. Remember we dressed up,
Yeah.
and it was great. It wasn't like chaos. That 60s one, man, the 60th
Oh, the
anniversary
60th one was
the
amazing.
worst. It was. I mean, it's a
Jeez.
great memory. It was
Yeah.
crazy, you know.
But I don't think I would ever go back to
Take a
something-
Oh my
broom
gosh.
and
get out of here.
get out of here, you. That's right. Katrina, how about
Mine.
yours?
I want a Hocus Pocus show at DCA. Can you imagine having them be like front stage right there at like the Paradise Pier area and just overlooking the water and then just them singing?
I would love that so much.
I mean, come on. They have a new movie coming out. They gotta pimp out the new movie, right, on Disney Plus. So I mean, they have to have some type of Sanderson sisters show coming, and they're not telling anybody, or at least a Sanderson sister like meet and greet for Oogie Boogie Bash. And I will be even more upset because I don't have a ticket. But that's got to be like one of the coolest things if they did a show, not exactly like the one that's from Magic Kingdom, but just like their own show, and then just like something small, and then have like Billy come out and in its full zombiness, and I think it'd be really great.
I would like that myself. It's one of my absolute favorite shows at Magic Kingdom.
So fun.
Yeah, truly, truly impressive. And one of those things, especially as Hocus Pocus 2 is set to debut, you have even more reinvigorated interest in the Sanderson sisters. So
oh my gosh,
bring 'em.
when she like, cause they hire like a Bette Midler impersonator to come and sing, and so when she hits that note at the end, your heart just is like so filled, and then she waves goodbye, and you're like, don't go, Winnie. And so it's just such a great show.
we need you, Winnie.
I need you,
We
Winnie.
need you, Winnie. Yeah, well,
Go get Winnie the Pooh.
Go get Winnie the Pooh. That's right. Well, we want to know what one thing you would add or change to HalloweenTime at the Disneyland Resort. Leave it in our comment section. As always, we appreciate hearing your perspective. All right, friends, before we get out of here, as a reminder, you get to win yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug if you leave the phrase that pays underneath this very video on our Kingdom Report YouTube channel. Leave the comment, Matterhorn Mountain. Matterhorn Mountain is the phrase that pays this week. You have between now and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time to get yourself your very own Kingdom Report mug. If you are the winner, we will reach out to you. We do a random selection, and then we let you know, hey, you got one coming your way. For everybody at the Kingdom Report, it has been an honor being with you once again. We can't wait to be back with you one more time to talk everything Disney Parks news and perspective. And remember, the legacy of Walt Disney, well, it lives on because of people like you and me. We'll see you next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific for an all-new Kingdom Report Live.